How expensive is that process to get like one new drug approved?
It's hundreds of millions of dollars. Drugs for larger indications that require larger clinical trials, which is the majority of drugs that we see these days, cost hundreds of millions of dollars, sometimes approaching $1 billion to get the drug approved because there are a number of clinical trials required. And for drugs that are not for rare diseases, those clinical trials often need to include thousands of patients, sometimes in the order of 2,000 to 3,000 patients per trial, and you need 2 phase 3 trials. So we're talking about thousands of patients. Those trials cost hundreds of millions of dollars to run. In the case of rare diseases, it's somewhere in the ballpark of $50 to $100 million because they're smaller trials. There's less patients. In the case we were just speaking about, 3,000 patients in the United States. So you're talking about smaller trials that cost a little less. I think a lot of people would still argue that $50 million is a lot of money, though.
Ton of money, sure.
It's a lot. So the typical path that companies take, and this is what I've done as well, is to develop the earlier stages of a drug in a private company setting where you can raise tens of millions of dollars from private investors. When you get to the point of needing to run phase 3 trials, it's very difficult to do that in a private setting. I IPO'd my company for that reason, because in the public markets, you can raise a magnitude of capital that is beyond what you can raise in the private markets. And when you get to that stage of needing to run a $50 million trial or a $100 million trial, the place to do that is usually in the public markets.